Hey everyone, it is Tuesday, March 23rd. The time right now is 2:45 p.m. and the temperature outside is 13 degrees Celsius. I'm here at the intersection of Dufferin Street and St Clair Avenue West. And this is a neighborhood known as Corso Italia. And the plan for this one is to head north up Dufferin Street to Eglinton Avenue. And along the way, I'll be making a stop by the smallest house in the city of Toronto. There's a look south down Dufferin. This is a lesser known part of town that's a bit of an afterthought. And there's a Fun Clips coupons location. I think that might be the only one. I think right now they're focused on providing deals to help support local businesses. I tried to figure out what they do on my way over here, but it wasn't completely obvious by glancing at their website, funclips.ca. There's Little Angels Childcare Center. So this kind of recreates a walk I did about 2.5 years ago, where I started in the annex and I filmed a hyperlapse where I walked all the way along Bloor Street to Dufferin, and then I went up and found my way over to the smallest house. And if I can remember, I'll put a link to that in the description. And this on the left is Hudson College, and that's a co-ed private school from junior kindergarten up to grade 12. This used to be Earls Court Junior Public School. And after fees and everything else, you're looking at about $20,000 Canadian a year just to attend this school. So this neighborhood that I'm in is known as Northcliffe Village, and it's located along Dufferin between St Clair and Rogers Road, and extends a few blocks to the east and west. It's mostly low-rise residential homes. Voted best co-ed private school. When I think about it, most of the private schools, such as Havergal and UCC, are either boys or girls, they're not mixed. Thank you. There goes a southbound 29 Dufferin bus. That'll be heading down to Exhibition, and that line terminates to the north at Wilson. During peak hours, it's considered one of the most cramped and overcrowded bus routes in the city. And that was actually an express Dufferin bus I was on. I grabbed that from Dufferin Station. I was originally planning on taking the St. Clair streetcar over to Dufferin, but I had second thoughts and wanted to give that bus route a try. So most of these homes here are on the older side, before 1980. And on the way over, I found some quick stats. I'm trying to remember, I think 44% of the residents here are homeowners versus those that rent. I don't really know how that compares to most neighborhoods in the city. I just thought it was kind of interesting. And the top 3 languages in this area are English, Portuguese, and Italian, which might make sense given that Corso Italia is just to the south of here along St. Clair. And it won't be residential the whole way, as just north of Rogers Road there's a bit of a commercial area. It's not too unlike the one on Oakwood, which I did a walk on a few months ago. Here's a house for sale, 1822 Dufferin Street. I wonder if I can pull out my phone here and see if I can pull up the price of that. I just quickly Googled 1822 Dufferin Street. Here we go, for sale. That is $1.2 million for that home. And the annual property taxes would be $34.33. It's listed as a duplex. Gives me the lot size. I can't quite see the square footage. That gives you an idea as to how expensive housing is in the city. Here is Hope Street. So at some point to the north of here, I'll be turning left and heading over to the smallest house in the city, which you can't just see on Google Maps, as they have obscured it. And here's a house for rent. Oh, kind of curious. There's just someone walking past me here. At this place, 1894. That's got to be one of the smaller houses in the city. B33262. You can pop that address into your web browser and check out what that's renting for. This does feel like some of the streets on the east side of town, with the older homes, not a lot of redevelopment or new developments going in. And I think I want to make a left just up here. That house is kind of interesting. Definitely needs a new coat of paint. And who needs a front yard when you can have parking? I'd be curious to know the story on that little home we just walked by. For a while, this street here was voted as the worst in the province. It eventually got resurfaced and disappeared from those rankings. I think this is Morrison Avenue coming up. Here's a section of rather nice, well-done homes. I quite like the way they've done this one. So I'll be turning left here onto Morrison Avenue. And just walking a few blocks to the west over to Day, so this will give you an idea what the residential streets around here are like. And here's the laneway. I wonder if there's any laneway homes down there. Perhaps this isn't the smallest house in the city I'm approaching, and a laneway house or a house has taken that mantle from it. So it's the next street I want to turn north on. That will be Day Avenue. And this house we're heading to was built back in 1912. I think it was a gentleman named Arthur Wheaton, and he lived there for 20 years with his wife till she passed away, and then he lived there for 6 more years. And then I think a family from Brazil moved in. At least according to what I read, it's a total of 300 square feet. So I check the street sign here. There it is, Day Avenue. And it was featured on the Ellen DeGeneres show. It was listed for $173,000 back in 2008. There it is. Perhaps they're used to people walking by with cameras. Just gonna snap a photo or two. You can see it's quite long and narrow. And I think the last owner renovated it and made the space a bit more livable. Let me just snap in a few pictures here with my trusty S20 FE. And there you go, the smallest house in the city. This used to be a laneway, actually, and I think the guy who built it had an idea to wedge a house into that spot. And at some point, the property owner there requested that Google obscure the image of the home on Street View. And once you do that, I don't think there's any going back. So if you sold it to a future owner, I don't know if they're able to contact Google and reverse that. I read that that wasn't something you could do. And here is Rogers Road. So I will take this back over to Dufferin, and then we'll march north up to Eglinton, and that'll be in the Little Jamaica neighborhood. And here's what looks like an old school full-serve gas bar. So there'll be a small commercialized area just up ahead. It's nice to mix walks in like this with the more crowded areas of the city every now and then. And it's a Tuesday afternoon. Really, what else is there to do or see right now? I just did a pretty long live stream last night. There's a look south down a laneway. That one doesn't have a name. And here is Dufferin and Rogers Road. Maybe I'll cross over to the west side. Veg Fruit Mart, spelled V-E-G-E. Is that the short form for veg? Is it Veg? There's a place called Mega Save. Yen's Flower Shop. Of course, most of these stores selling non-essential goods were just recently able to open for in-store shopping. There's a shuttered convenience store right next to the Mega Save. You definitely get the feeling that you're kind of stuck in a time warp in this area. There's zero signs of gentrification. I don't even see a Pizza or a Tim Hortons. I've been seeing a lot more motorcycles out on the streets since spring has arrived. Bright ideas. It's the Dufferin Medical Center. There's the Soka Gakkai Association of Canada. I do not know what that is, but someone will fill me in the comments, I'm sure. Oh, that's clever. They have a bike up there. I think we're seeing another boom in bicycle sales. The same thing happened last year. Pretty much the only bikes you could buy were the really expensive and high-end ones. Barnsley's Chill-In Grill. Al Flattery's outdoor store. It's really interesting seeing these shops. Taberna di Minhota. Looks like they've closed up. I'm not seeing any outdoor patios set up at these restaurants. Here's the Dufferin Animal Hospital. And I am no longer in Northcliffe Park. The neighborhood to the east of here I think I might have said I was going to walk on the east or the west side. I'm actually walking on the east side. But the neighborhood to my right is Oakwood Vaughan. And on the left is Caledonia Fairbank. That place is called the Church of the Living God. Remember when I filmed that hyperlapse to the smallest house, I went into the neighborhood on the right somewhere and I found another rather small house. I won't be doing that on this walk. We'll stick to Dufferin up to Eglinton. That's cool. They got a trampoline, some swings. And at least these 29 buses seem to be relatively frequent, although this one, overtaking it on the outside, is not in service. That might be getting rerouted to cover the subway closure between St. George and St. Andrew. That is what just got snagged on my shoe. I didn't even see it. Normally when I record these, I'm busy keeping my eyes peeled to make sure I don't stumble over anything. I'm almost tempted just to jump on one of these buses here. When I get to Eglinton, I'll be hopping on the bus and taking that, heading east all the way to Yonge and Eglinton, where I live. And what do we have here? Looks like a bakery. I will not attempt to pronounce that. And this is Gibson Street. There's some nice homes up that way. I think this area back in the early 1900s was originally mostly orchards and greenhouses. This is York Community Memorial Hall. And this building dates back to 1949. I like how they put AD on the sign, just in case you thought it might be prehistoric. I'll leave no doubt about that. I thought ACE is the new politically correct way of saying AD. You definitely don't want to find yourself in a wheelchair accessing these homes. There's the Fairbank Memorial Community Center, York Fairbank Center for Seniors. So I guess that's what this building is back there. Ooh. I just missed this guy skateboarding. He is all over 2 lanes there. And there's 65 Dynever Road. I managed to look that place up while I was on the bus, and 1-bedrooms there were either a little over $1,600 or a little over $1,800 a month. They seem to have 2 different options. 2-bedrooms were up to $2,200 a month. And there's where you would enter Fairbank Memorial Park. You could probably go take a look at it. There's some unfortunate litter around here. There's a decent-sized baseball field and a playground and what looks like a neglected basketball court. And I bet this hill gets some workouts on snowy days. That's just gross. Put your stuff in the bins, people. And this looks like it's a shuttered swimming pool. Nice turn, no indicating. Just roll right through it. Looks like there's a shallow area over here and a deeper pool. I wonder what the story on this place is. It's definitely abandoned and hasn't been used for quite a while. The insides of the pools are rotting, so you'd probably have to resurface and refinish everything just to be able to use it. Probably this was a victim of city budget cuts. Just speculating, but it doesn't look like it would have been a private facility. I guess public swimming won't be a thing this year as well. And here's a school. This is a French school from kindergarten to 12. I do not know how to pronounce that. Lycée Français Toronto. It says DB Hood Community School, so I'm guessing that sign is just a remnant of the past. Looks like a pretty old building. And this, I think, is Fairbank Public School. Dear community, be safe, wear a mask. And here's a seniors care facility. It's a pretty big one too. That's St. Hilda's Senior Residence Assisted Living. So there's a very good chance that everyone who lives and works in that building has been vaccinated. And welcome to the construction nightmare that is the Crosstown LRT along Eglinton. This area has been under transformation for what feels like forever. They started construction of the LRT back in 2013 and then started tunneling a few years later. Remember, this was a plaza where you could ride your bike? Kind of through it before. This is where, in the future, Dufferin LRT station will be. So there's a look west along Eglinton Avenue West. I would like to catch the westbound bus. I'm gonna have to navigate through this mess. And I can't imagine living in this immediate area or trying to operate a business through here, especially during COVID. There goes an electric bus. I've done a few videos through this part of town known as Little Jamaica. It's not officially known as that, but that's on the City of Toronto for failing to recognize the cultural heritage of this area. Taste of Manila cuisine. I most recently walked through here in a video I posted on my Johnny Stumbles channel. That might have been about a month and a half ago or so. Here's a bus stop. Let me pull out my Rocket Man app here and see when the next bus is. Here we go. Oh, I think it says not in service on it. It's a bit of a tease. Okay, according to the app here, Eglinton eastbound ETA is 1 minute. All right, so let's see how accurate this thing really is. Let me throw my mask on. And in the meantime, I'd like to thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this walk north up Dufferin. That music's kind of loud, and that's an Illinois license plate. That took us past the smallest house in the city of Toronto, known as the Little House, up to the Little Jamaica area, although the heart of Little Jamaica is just to the west of here at Oakwood. I think I see the bus just on the other side of Dufferin. Mask is on, hair is looking stupid. Here it comes. So I probably won't talk anymore once I got on the bus. So thanks for watching. If you wish to support the channel, you can check out my Patreon in the description or channel memberships on the YouTube page itself. All right. I also have an Instagram account. Thanks guys, I'll catch you on the next one.